뭐 하는 거야 지금 무섭게.
오셨어요?
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About It. If you love Korean content or are on the fence about getting into it, you've come to the right place. Today we're going to talk about the Korean drama starring Yoona as Chef Yeon Ji-young and Lee Jae-min as the tyrant king Yi-hon. The show starts off with Ji-yeon participating in the final round of a French cooking competition. She runs into a few hiccups along the way, but her strong culinary skills and presence of mind help her win this competition without getting flustered. The theme of this competition happens to be the Emperor's Meal, for which she makes the favorite meal of King Yi-hon, who was both the worst tyrant and the greatest culinary connoisseur in the history of Joseon. After the competition, her father asks her to pick up a historical manuscript and bring it back with her. Coincidentally, a solar eclipse is set to take place while her flight is in the air. As she peeks out of her window looking at the eclipse, the passenger beside her spills coffee on her that also ends up soiling the historical book Mangunrok. While hurriedly trying to clean the stains off the book, she discovers it isn't just any old book. It seems to be an ancient cookbook with recipes and illustrations inside. While browsing through the book, she inadvertently reads out the inscription on the cover that sets the main events of the show in motion. The inscription and the cookbook begin to glow, pulling Ji-yeon into the book and leaving her stranded in an unknown forest. Incidentally, the solar eclipse is taking place even in the Joseon timeline, during which it was considered inauspicious. The king completely disregards the superstitions and happens to be hunting deer in the same forest. While chasing after the deer, he wanders deeper into the forest, away from his guards. He runs into Ji-yeon, who has no idea where she is. He first mistakes her to be a female ghost sent as a punishment from the heavens for disregarding the eclipse. The encounter ends up being chaotic and messy because Ji-yeon absolutely does not believe or realize that she has traveled back in time. For a while she thinks the king has lost his mind or she has walked into a film or a drama set. Later on she thinks that he's a cosplayer who is too deep into the character. While they continue arguing, the king is shot by an assassin and Ji-yeon tends to his wounds and saves his life. They continue bickering, but they stick together to find a way out of them. While wandering, they find a seemingly abandoned house where they find a young girl Gilgum hiding to avoid being captured by the king's men. After an initial misunderstanding, Ji-yeon befriends her and cooks a meal for them using ingredients foraged from the wild. The brown butter bibimbap that she makes ends up being too spicy for them, but they cannot get enough of it as they've never tasted anything like it before. After the meal, Ji-yeon and Gilgum are captured by the king and taken back to the palace. Despite his anger at her prior behavior, the king spares her life due to her skill as a cook and appoints her the chief royal cook on the condition that she can never serve him the same meal twice or she will be executed. With every meal, the king grows more fond of her and this greatly worries his uncle, Grand Prince Jaesan, the king's favorite concubine Mokju, and other ministers who are plotting to overthrow him. Mokju has been planted by Prince Jaesan to maintain influence over the king. He is also having an affair with Jaesan, well, because,
So you see, that's where the trouble began. That smile.
They start using Ji-yeon as a means to undermine the king. At first, they provoke the Grand Queen Dowager to announce a competition to check if Ji-yeon is worthy of being the royal cook by making her compete against other two palace cooks who are next in line to be the royal cook. A few episodes later, Ji-yeon's skills are put to the test yet again, in a cook-off against highly skilled cooks from the Ming dynasty. The ministers plot to help the cooks from the Ming dynasty, even though it puts their nation's fate in jeopardy. This arc exists to show us Ji-yeon's skill and her resourcefulness as a cook. In the midst of all this, she finds her bag, but the Mangunrok is missing. And this frustrates her as she doesn't know how to find her way back to the present. Throughout the show, Jaesan, Mokju and the ministers keep trying to rage bait the king into acting like a tyrant. But thanks to Ji-yeon, he's able to maintain his composure, foiling their plans to dethrone him. While these people continue to conspire against him, a small group of people is still loyal to him, including Royal Secretary Im Sonje, his childhood friend, the head of the king's guard Soo-hyuk, and Gong-gil, a skilled warrior posing as a jester. Will the king give in to his tyrannical impulses and give the ministers a reason to dethrone him? Will Ji-yeon find her way back to the future? Well, I could spoil it for you, but the show is definitely worth watching. If you're still not convinced, let me give you a few more reasons. Yummy food,
Bless your heart. That sure is a mighty fine looking pie.
오호.
He led his foodgasms.
I said, ooh, said, ooh, come on, baby, turn the lights off.
An adorable bestie.
이게 바로 슈니첼입니다. 슈니첼. 슈. 아가씨. 아직 끝.
Cutest kitchen staff since Mr. Queen.
버터입니다.
버터?
보또? 발타?
버트?
And of course, some steamy kisses.
오호.
Just kidding. Bon Appétit, Your Majesty teaches us that if you haven't met the one, don't be too disheartened. They're probably in another timeline. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and share this with someone you think should start watching Korean dramas.
Present for you.
Cuerpo para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría, Macarena. Macarena.
멈춰라! 조선의 왕으로 서명한다!
왕? 그냥 입 열지 마. 말하지 마. 아무 말도 하지 마. 알았어?
A few moments later.
진짜 총만 있으면 내가 진짜.
Look at this dude.
어머니, 굿모닝.